Before you head to bed tonight, ask yourself this simple question. Could what you ate after dinner quietly put your life at risk? It sounds extreme, but for millions of Americans over 65, it's a silent truth no one talks about enough. Every year, countless seniors go to bed feeling perfectly fine, only to suffer a sudden health emergency in the middle of the night. Heart attacks, strokes, breathing crises, and many of these tragic events have one thing in common: a bedtime snack that went horribly wrong. That's right, some of the food sitting right now in your fridge or pantry might be disrupting your heart rhythm, spiking your blood pressure, or triggering inflammation while you sleep. And you wouldn't even know it until it's too late. In this video, we're going to expose 8 specific foods that older adults should never eat before bed, backed by real stories, credible medical insight, and, most importantly, simple solutions you can apply starting tonight. We're not here to scare you. We're here to prepare you with the knowledge your doctor may have never mentioned, but your body desperately needs as you age. So if you want to protect your heart, sleep more soundly, and wake up every morning feeling safe and alive, stay with us until the very end. What we reveal could be the reason you wake up tomorrow or don't. Because after 65, what you eat before bed isn't just about sleep. It's about survival. Let's begin. 1. Processed cheese and high-sodium dairy. A risk hiding in plain sight. That little slice of cheese you enjoy before bed might seem harmless, even comforting. But if you're over 65, it could be quietly undermining your heart health every single night. Many processed cheeses, spreads, and flavored dairy snacks are loaded with sodium and saturated fats, 2 ingredients that don't play nicely with aging arteries. After age 65, your body naturally struggles more with regulating blood pressure while sleeping. Combine that with a salty bedtime snack, and you've created the perfect storm for overnight fluid retention, elevated pressure, and cardiac stress. This isn't about fear, it's about physiology. When you lie down, fluids shift differently in the body. A salty, fatty cheese snack can lead to swelling in the lungs or legs, disrupted breathing, and added strain on the heart as it tries to keep up. You might not notice it immediately, but if you've ever woken up in the middle of the night feeling short of breath, unusually thirsty, or just plain exhausted, your evening dairy habit could be part of the problem. The good news? You don't have to give up the richness of flavor. Swap out that processed cheese for a few unsalted almonds, or try a small slice of fresh, low-sodium mozzarella, preferably in the early evening, not right before bed. Your heart will breathe a little easier, and you'll likely sleep more soundly. As we age, the foods we once tolerated without issue can start working against us. But with smarter, gentler choices, you can enjoy your favorite flavors without gambling with your health. Small swaps tonight can mean waking up stronger tomorrow. Isn't that worth it? 2. Sugary cereals and desserts. Sweet dreams that can turn dangerous. A bowl of cereal or a cookie before bed might feel like a warm, nostalgic ritual, something you've done for years without a second thought. But if you're over 65, that bedtime indulgence could be wreaking havoc on your heart while you sleep. Here's why. Foods high in sugar, especially refined grains and sweet treats, cause a rapid spike in blood glucose levels. That spike feels harmless at first, but what follows can be far more dangerous. Your body responds by overcorrecting, causing blood sugar to crash during the night, often between 2 and 4 a.m. And during deep sleep, that dip can trigger adrenaline, heart palpitations, or even arrhythmias in older adults. You might notice it as restless sleep, waking up with a racing heart, or feeling oddly drained in the morning, even if you went to bed early. That's not just bad sleep, it's your heart sending out distress signals. Research confirms that seniors are more vulnerable to nighttime cardiac events, and blood sugar instability is a key contributor. A sweet bedtime snack might seem comforting, but it's often fueling a dangerous roller coaster inside your body, one that you don't even feel until it's too late. So what's the alternative? Try half an apple with a spoonful of almond butter. It satisfies your craving without the sugar crash. Or opt for plain Greek yogurt with a sprinkle of cinnamon, comforting, delicious, and far friendlier to your heart. Your nightly treat shouldn't cost you a healthy tomorrow. With just one thoughtful change, you can still enjoy your evening and protect your body at the same time. Because after 65, sugar isn't just a taste, it's a trigger. Choose wisely. 3. Processed meats, a hidden trigger for midnight heart attacks. You've probably enjoyed a few slices of deli meat while watching the late news or fixed yourself a quick sandwich before bed. But if you're over 65, this simple habit could be setting the stage for a silent heart emergency while you sleep. Processed meats like salami, bacon, hot dogs, and even smoked turkey aren't just high in sodium. They're also packed with nitrates and preservatives. While these chemicals extend shelf life, they also promote inflammation, blood vessel damage, and oxidative stress, especially harmful during your body's overnight recovery phase. What makes this even riskier for older adults is how our cardiovascular system changes with age. Blood vessels become stiffer, and the heart has to work harder to pump blood. Add the vascular strain of nitrates during sleep, when your body is naturally more vulnerable, and you have a recipe for disaster. Many seniors never suspect their bedtime snack is part of the problem. But medical examiners have found alarming links between elevated nitrate levels and nighttime heart attacks, events that often come without warning signs. You don't have to give up protein before bed, but you do need to choose wisely. Opt for a hard-boiled egg, a small piece of grilled chicken breast, or a spoonful of plain cottage cheese. These choices provide your body with clean, nourishing protein, without the chemical baggage. Don't let convenience cost you your health. The processed meats in your fridge may be easy, but they're not safe, especially not when your heart is trying to rest and recover. Tonight, take a second look at that salami or leftover bacon. Your heart may be asking for something different, something kinder, simpler, and far less risky. 4. Spicy foods, a fiery flavor with dangerous consequences at night. If you're someone who loves adding a little heat to your dinner, whether it's hot sauce on your tacos or crushed red pepper on your pasta, you might want to think twice, especially if you're over 65 and heading to bed afterward. Spicy foods can do more than wake up your taste buds. They can also stir up trouble in your digestive and cardiovascular systems while you sleep. The capsaicin found in chili peppers and spicy sauces is known to irritate the lining of the esophagus and stomach, often triggering acid reflux. And while that might seem like a simple discomfort, the effects can be far more serious than just a burning sensation in your chest. When acid creeps back up during sleep, especially when lying flat, it can mimic heart attack symptoms, cause shortness of breath, and even stimulate the vagus nerve, which controls heart rate and digestion. For seniors, this means a night of disrupted rest, added cardiac strain, and increased risk for true cardiac events. Some people have ended up in the ER thinking they were having a heart attack, only to find out it was severe reflux triggered by spicy food. But here's the scary part. Chronic reflux and inflammation can, over time, lead to actual heart complications. That doesn't mean your meals have to be bland. Try using gentle herbs like oregano, basil, or rosemary to enhance flavor without the heat. And avoid spicy dishes at least 3 hours before lying down. After 65, your body doesn't bounce back like it used to. Why risk a fiery favorite turning into a midnight emergency? Dial down the spice and let your heart and stomach rest easy. 5. Alcohol before bed, a nightcap that might cut the night short. For many people, a glass of wine or a small cocktail before bed feels like a well-deserved treat, a way to unwind after a long day. But if you're over 65, that relaxing ritual might be silently straining your heart and lungs while you sleep. Alcohol is a known depressant, and while it may initially help you fall asleep faster, it disrupts deep, restorative sleep, the kind your aging body needs most. More importantly, it can interfere with your breathing patterns during the night. Studies have shown that alcohol relaxes the muscles in the upper airway, which can increase the risk of partial airway obstruction, especially in seniors. What does that mean for you? Lower oxygen levels, fragmented sleep, and a heart that's working overtime to compensate. If you already have mild sleep apnea, even a single drink before bed can make it significantly worse. Many older adults don't connect their disrupted sleep or early morning fatigue to their evening drink. But over time, this pattern places unnecessary strain on the cardiovascular system, and that can increase the risk of nighttime heart attacks and strokes. The good news is that you don't have to give up the comfort of a nightly routine. Consider swapping your nightcap for something heart-friendly, like tart cherry juice, which contains natural melatonin, or a warm cup of chamomile tea. These small changes can help your heart rest as much as your mind. Because after 65, restful sleep isn't just nice to have, it's essential to long-term health. That glass of wine may feel comforting now, but your heart may pay the price by morning. Choose wisely tonight. 6. Caffeinated foods and beverages, a hidden stimulus long after sunset. For many of us, caffeine is a familiar companion, found not only in coffee but also in chocolate, teas, and even certain pain relievers. But as we age, the way our bodies process caffeine changes, and what used to be harmless can become hazardous, especially before bed. Caffeine has a surprisingly long half-life. That means if you enjoy a cup of coffee or a piece of dark chocolate after dinner, a significant amount of that stimulant could still be circulating in your bloodstream well into the early morning hours. For older adults, whose metabolism may slow with age, the effects linger even longer. What's the risk? Even modest caffeine consumption late in the day can raise nighttime blood pressure, increase heart rate variability, and make it harder for your body to settle into deep sleep. Many seniors report waking up with a racing heart, experiencing palpitations, or feeling inexplicably restless, even when they've been in bed for hours. These nighttime disturbances aren't just annoying, they can be dangerous. A disrupted sleep cycle weakens your immune system, elevates stress hormones, and places additional strain on the cardiovascular system, which is already more vulnerable during the night. So what can you do instead? Try switching to naturally caffeine-free herbal teas like chamomile, rooibos, or lemon balm. If you're craving something sweet, a small banana is packed with magnesium and potassium, nutrients that support muscle relaxation and steady heart rhythms. At this stage in life, quality sleep is one of the greatest gifts you can give your heart and brain. That evening chocolate bar or cup of coffee might seem innocent, but your body could be paying for it when the clock strikes 3 a.m. Make the change tonight. Your sleep and your heart will thank you. 7. Fried and greasy foods. When comfort food becomes a cardiac threat, there's something deeply satisfying about crispy fried chicken, golden French fries, or a hearty slice of fried pork chop, especially after a long day. But if you're over 65 and enjoying these foods in the evening, your heart may be working harder than you think while you sleep. Fried and greasy foods are often loaded with saturated fats and inflammatory oils. These not only elevate cholesterol levels but also trigger systemic inflammation, particularly harmful during sleep, when your body is supposed to be healing and recovering. For older adults whose arteries may already be narrowed or stiffened, this can increase the risk of plaque rupture or nighttime heart strain. Ever woken up feeling oddly bloated, heavy-chested, or unusually fatigued after a greasy dinner? That's not just indigestion. It could be your cardiovascular system responding to the metabolic burden of digesting a high-fat meal while lying flat. Research has shown that inflammation levels spike in the hours after consuming fried foods. This is especially concerning during sleep, when natural anti-inflammatory processes are reduced. It's during this vulnerable window that heart attacks and strokes are more likely to occur. You don't have to give up all the crunch and flavor you love. Try switching to baked versions of your favorite meals. Air-fried vegetables or lightly seasoned oven-roasted potatoes offer the same satisfaction with far less health risk. If you need something crispy at night, opt for air-popped popcorn with minimal salt. At this stage of life, every meal is an opportunity to protect your heart, not punish it. That crispy dinner might taste great, but waking up healthy the next morning tastes even better. Trade the fryer for the oven tonight. Your future self will be glad you did. 8. Salty packaged snacks. A crunchy convenience with a hidden cost. Chips, crackers, pretzels. These salty snacks are a staple in many American pantries. They're easy, satisfying, and perfect for nibbling in front of the TV. But for older adults, especially after age 65, they can quietly wreak havoc on your blood pressure while you sleep. Here's the issue. Packaged snacks are often packed with hidden sodium. Even small portions can deliver hundreds of milligrams of salt, which may not seem like much until you consider what happens during sleep. At night, your body naturally reduces its ability to regulate blood pressure. Add a late-night sodium spike, and your heart may struggle to keep up. What's more, high sodium intake can trigger fluid retention, especially in older adults. That extra fluid can collect in the lungs, leading to nighttime breathing difficulties or raise blood pressure to dangerous levels between 2 and 4 a.m., the very hours when many cardiac events occur. You might think, but it's just a few crackers. Yet for some seniors, that simple bedtime habit has led to hypertensive episodes and even emergency hospital visits. So what can you do instead? If you're craving something crunchy, try unsalted air-popped popcorn or fresh cucumber slices with a little hummus. These options are heart-friendly, hydrating, and won't send your blood pressure soaring while you sleep. Convenience should never come at the cost of your cardiovascular health. The snacks you choose before bed might feel innocent, but for your heart, they can be a silent threat. Tonight, rethink your pantry picks. Protect your heart while still enjoying your evening routine. Because after 65, every bite counts more than ever. Now that you've seen the truth behind these 8 seemingly harmless bedtime foods, the question isn't if you should make changes, it's how soon. Because after age 65, the body doesn't bounce back the way it once did. What you eat in the evening can quietly influence your heart rate, blood pressure, breathing, and sleep quality, far more than most people realize. But the good news is, you're not powerless. You can take control, starting tonight. Think about it. Something as simple as skipping the processed cheese, passing on the sugary dessert, or replacing salty snacks with fresh, heart-friendly options can help reduce inflammation, stabilize nighttime blood pressure, and give your heart the break it desperately needs while you sleep. It's not about fear, it's about empowerment. Knowing the risk puts you one step ahead. Taking action puts you in control of your health and your future. So what can you do right now? Revisit your pantry and fridge. Remove anything that made today's list. Share this video with someone you love. You never know whose life it might save. And if this information helped you, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another life-saving tip. Your golden years are meant to be lived with strength, clarity, and peace of mind. And it starts with choices, especially the ones you make just before bedtime. You deserve restful sleep and a strong heart. So make the small switch tonight and wake up to a healthier tomorrow.